Right, boys, I'm going to be giving the method away. E-commerce right now is probably more competitive than ever. Think how many gurus there are. Think how many people are looking to make online money. Dropshipping, branded dropshipping, e-commerce in general is competitive. The way you will win is basically going long term and deep on an evergreen niche, beginning with a sub niche within the evergreen niche, focusing on a brand long term. So general dropshipping, not going to work or pay off long term. General fashion dropshipping's not going to pay off long term. Like one product stores without any subscriptions will die out over time. These methods, yeah, they might make you quick cash, but that is not how you want to play the game. I'm going to tell you this now straight. I've been in e-commerce for 9 years. 2 years ago, I exited a long-term dropshipping brand, made 1.2 mil profit overall, which is pretty dope. But I'm telling you, you got to dive further and deeper into one brand. If a store is working, why would you not double down on it, okay? This store, in the last 30 days, we've done $336,000. It's a 28% net margin, which is pretty good. Well, it's really good. It's decent, especially for e-com, it's very decent. This brand was built over time. This is last 30 days. It's about a year since we've been running this store, and we've dove into it deep. Focus, singularity on this. Obviously, we work with other brands as well, but better to double down if something is working. Because e-commerce is so competitive now, being profitable in the first week when you launch a store is getting harder and harder and harder. So like these methods of like general drop shipping, testing loads of products, like if you're not profitable on day one, these people are telling you to cut the products. That is not how I operate, and it's not what works. I'm going to show you a store that resembles what we do, which is basically, I call it the sniper shop method. Obviously that's a buzzword. It's basically long-term branded drop shipping. So it's going deep into an evergreen niche where we know the market is there. The buyers are there. We just got to come into the market in a good way. Usually, I suggest doing like a sub niche of the evergreen market. So you would take a slice of the big pie. But if you come in basically marketing yourself as a sub niche, you instantly become a specialist when you launch your store. So you're likely to be more profitable. So I'm going to give you this example now. I'm giving you the source, by the way, guys. So watch the video. I'm going to dive pretty much how to start and scale and how we're doing these 300K months. By the way, for the store I exited, if you don't believe me, bottom of my YouTube, I exited a brand. I've been in ecom for a while now. From my perspective, I have a decent amount of knowledge in it. I've continuously found success using this method. Back to the sub niche in the evergreen niche. So the evergreen niche of this is women's fashion. What's the sub niche? The sub niche of this is basically women's workwear. I actually think this is very good. I think this is a sick niche, and it's pretty much not that saturated at the moment. So this example is a great idea to even test yourselves. And you can turn this into a brand that's going to build equity, because what is the point of building a store that is going to last 3 to 6 months? Even if you make 200K cash profit, you'll spend that. And then you have to spend that money anyway for starting a new business. What you want is consistent 100K profit months. Sounds crazy, but that's what you want. Right, we're just shy of 100K the last 30 days, but $97,000 profit, 28% net margin. This is the store that was showing you the results. This is consistent. So if you go last 90 days, pretty much $100,000 profit per month. You want consistency, not spikes, not pump and dumps, okay? Consistency wins. And as well as that, you build equity value, which means after 2 to 3 years, you can exit the company for a big cash amount, which is what we did before. And we moved on to new projects. When you exit a dropshipping brand or e-commerce brand, you make a lot of cash. It's a 2 to 5x multiplier generally. We did ours a bit less because I wanted a quick sale, but generally it's a 2 to 5x multiplier, depends on the business mechanics. Is there opportunity, returning customers, loads of stuff, but that's a video for another day. Sniper shop method is the one, and I'm gonna go through how to start this store, even telling you how to find the suppliers. As well as that, guys, if you're new here and you resonate with what I'm saying, you wanna dive into basically building longer term brands, and you are looking for support, you can book a call below. But other than that, let's get into it. So the beauty of going into a sub niche like this is when you launch, you're already a specialist. Like, it's very easy to build good websites now with Shopify. Okay, this is not hard. You build a brand like this, which is a retail brand, so you have multiple products. When you are launching and testing, by the way, if you're new here, just stay with me if it's a bit confusing. I'll try and explain everything for $0 a month to $50,000 a month in revenue. When you're launching these sorts of brands, you know it's an evergreen niche, you know it's a market that people are buying into. So for instance, right now, workwear, which I think you can turn into a trend. When you're launching and testing the Facebook ads, okay, you can continuously add new products into the catalog, which means you're testing under a singular brand, which means you're putting momentum in it. You're not stopping and starting. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you want to go deep into one store that you know can work. Even if you're break even on month 1 in, for example, the USA market, which is very competitive, this isn't a bad thing. Month 1 break even's a good thing. It just means you need to tinker and continuously work on this same store. So this brand, the results I showed you at the start, that's what we did. We put our eggs into a basket we knew would work. This is the example we're gonna go with. How are we gonna find products like this? It's easier than ever. ChatGPT does the work now, okay? It's crazy. This is pretty much what I wanted to do. So obviously fashion is an evergreen niche. It's a very cash profitable e-com niche, especially if you get it right. So this is basically the prompt we use. I'll put it up here. If you want this prompt as well, we've got a link, free course and community. You can basically get access to this. But this is the prompt we use. So we're basically looking for untapped fashion niches. It's crazy. ChatGPT can do this now. So you basically get ChatGPT to work with SimilarWeb, which finds website visits, and it can sort of understand or figure out untapped markets, less saturated niches, etc. So honestly, if you're starting out, I'd really just play around with ChatGPT, and any product or niche you find, we can source that product, which I'm going to tell you how to do after. There's a really easy and pretty cheap way to do it. And you know you're going to get a good supplier as well. Like a supplier relationship of people sourcing your products is super important. Like you need a good supplier. So the method I'll tell you in a bit, very good. So I put this prompt in, it asked these questions, basically all the genders. I just answered these, yes, all, no. So with this, like, do you want men's and women's? I just yes. Any products, all. Avoid any categories, no. Just do everything. Obviously you can keep doing this and playing around with it. Like you can edit this prompt to what you want. So these 5 stores are all stores that are untapped, but the one I want to focus on most, because I think this is such a good niche. That's why I wanted to talk about it today as well. And it pretty much follows the exact blueprint of everything I've done, that drop shipping to building a brand, the one I've showed you the results at the start. It follows the same method. So we can start this brand with drop shipping. So this was one of the stores that come up. It's low saturation. It's 4 out of 10. And women's workwear, I actually think if you started this, it fits the choosing a sub niche of an evergreen market so well. So you're basically becoming less competitive in a competitive market, but it hits a niche. But I also think this can go into like actual trendy fashion. Like people can wear this stuff straight away, and it follows the building something long-term method very well. So you would start with drop shipping. You can get a supplier that can source all the products. You can just list and start the store with like 8 products or multiple, or you do 4 to 8 products per category. So you could do women's workwear trousers, women's workwear tops, women's workwear shoes. So you have 3 catalogs that you test broadly with image ads, which I'll get into in a bit. And you can test broadly under a niche, which is a sub niche. So you can really find, okay, what is the product market fit for this brand? And if anything works, you can like double down on it. This is why this method's so good. So let's just imagine we're building this brand. How much revenue is this store doing? So this isn't branded very well. Like, yeah, it's workwear, but you could definitely make this more fashionable. So there's other examples we could do to this to make it even cooler. I went on SimilarWeb. I did put it on Winning Hunter to attract the stores, but I've got to wait 24 hours. So we're just going to guesstimate how much these guys are doing. So they're doing 184,000 visits per month. Generally with fashion drop shipping and fashion e-com, it's about $1 to $2 per store visit. So let's just go in the middle and assume it's $1.5 per store visit. That's set $276,000 per month. Let's just assume it's at a 20% net margin. That is $55,000 profit per month. And the beautiful thing about this is you're building the store long-term. So what is long-term building? Like you're collecting emails, you're building the social media followings, you can keep releasing new products, and it builds equity value. So you can start with drop shipping with this and then move into branded. So what we're going to do is we're using ChatGPT to find the stores, niches. That is going to give us ideas to launch. So we've gone with the women's workwear niche. We estimate they're doing around $276,000 a month, maybe $300,000 a month, which is great. At 20% net margins, we're assuming they're doing 55K profit per month, but it probably is actually higher. It might even be 25% net margin per month. So the next step is really finding a supplier. There's a lot of suppliers you can work with. We have loads in our private network. If you do book a call and you decide to join and work with us one-to-one, we've got a massive private network. We've got all the connections and links that you need. If you're not joining, genuinely one of the best ways to do it, because when you're trying to find your suppliers or people who are going to drop ship the products for you, usually most people end up working with an agent, which basically take a cut. So what I would do is I would personally go on Upwork and hire like a sourcing agent. So it probably costs you $100 to $300 depending on their skill level. But if you literally just type in product sourcing agent, you can hire one of these people. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a criteria, give them to the sourcing agent, and they can find you all the manufacturers in China. So you're going direct to the source that can provide the sorts of clothes or products that you're after. Such a good idea, because you want to be able to compare the suppliers. Obviously we're doing women's workwear. We ideally want to launch multiple catalogs like trousers, shoes, t-shirts, for example. You want to compare the manufacturers, like who's got the best rates, who's got good shipping, returns, like credit lines, stuff like this. I've created here like a mini criteria, for example. So what you're going to do, you're obviously going to put the products you want to launch first. Multiple products, drop shipping, 7 to 12 days shipping to the USA, can design custom products, branded packaging in the future, payment credit lines for the future, will refund returns and issues of products. Not many people talk about this stuff, but you do actually need it. So stuff that works well in the future, because this is the beauty of like building a store long term, is you get more benefits as you scale. So payment credit lines is like, let's say we go into ordering stock for faster shipping or custom products. If you have a good relationship with your supplier, and if you can get stock credit lines, so you don't even have to pay for your stock up front. Like, you can scale faster. So stuff like this, refunding product returns and issues. This is a good benefit some suppliers will do. 7 to 12 days shipping to the USA. This is obviously a good thing. Can design custom products as well as dropship. They can offer branded packaging in the future. Like, stuff like this is really important, especially if you're looking to scale up in the future and really going long term. Like, this is what's going to make the difference from you beating the people who are drop shipping short term for you building a long-term business, and it actually builds more equity value as well. So once you give the criteria to the product sourcing agent, hire one of these and they're going to give you a list of all the suppliers and manufacturers in China that suits your criteria. So you'll have all the products that you want to get. So you can pretty much source anything from China. China does everything. You can sell anything, organize all that. You're going to choose your supplier that's best suited to you. The sourcing agent's going to help you do that. Again, $100 to $300. It's going to be worth it. Like, you're not going to be paying fees on top of products and stuff. So it's a great way to basically start drop shipping and finding a good manufacturer. Obviously, the next step is building a Shopify store. There is a million Shopify store tutorials online, so I'm not going to share how to build a website. One of the themes I suggest that is good is Impact theme. It's a paid theme. Impact theme. If you go on Shopify, paid themes, it's called Impact. I like it, especially for fashion. Builds very good websites very easily. Bit of side note information is if you want to add custom developments, ChatGPT does this as well. So you can literally screenshot something off a competitor's website, input it into ChatGPT, and then it will put out the code and you can input it in very easily. So life is getting easier for me and you starting. The game is easier than ever. So when we're building these sorts of websites, so for example, if we're building Dovetail, we're going to launch pants, overalls, tops. Let's say, for example, we are launching these 3. So we do 4 to 8 products per category. We don't actually know what's going to work. So stage 1, let's say we've done pants catalog, overalls catalog, and a tops for women's fashion. We do 4 products for each. What we are going to do to launch and how we're going to start scaling this brand. Again, the goal is not instant profitability. The goal is to get break even and to figure out what the market wants. So let's say, for example, we just launched these top 4 products. What we're going to do is we're going to launch on Facebook a CBO. So this is generally the structure I would go for. So it's so easy now as well. So I would do a $50 a day CBO, or to be fair, if we're doing multiple catalogs, we could do an ABO to start off with. So what we could do, ad set 1 would be pants, ad set 2 overalls, ad set 3 would be tops. Each one, we're going to launch the product image ads, okay, of each product in here, send in the traffic to the catalogs, because the goal is to find what products work the best when we're launching. With AI now, so we can use ChatGPT or Flare.ai is another good one. So we can create image ads and launch that on Facebook at $50 per day. And we can test each catalog. So what's going to work best? Pants, overalls, tops. And then once something works, we would put it into a CBO. So let's say, for example, we're testing the pants and ad set 1 is the pants, and we're testing all the image ads that work the best. We run this over 2 weeks and we figure out, okay, pants are generating the most sales. Now what we're going to do is that means is an indicator to us that we're going to double down on pants and try and scale this up. So once we figured out that pants are the best seller in the women's overall workwear niche, we'll go for a CBO and then we will double down on the content for this. So ideally what we need to do is we need to start creating authentic content. So I would be sending your product that has got the most sales to UGC creators, models yourself in your local area, film them on your iPhone wearing your products, or if you are the avatar yourself, film yourself wearing the products and just get authentic content of you speaking in the camera or people speaking in the camera about the products. These are the sorts of ads that work the best. I'll give you an example. This is a brand here. It's called Sasha Teresa. They're very good. I want to show you the ad style that basically works the best. So stage 1 is testing the catalogs with image ads, because we don't want to put too much money or time into testing these products or catalogs. We want to figure out what the product market fit is. Once we have a product that is working, we will then double down the content on that. So you want to focus on creating ads for the best selling product, and that's going to be the hero product to help you scale up, and then you can start building profits and revenue. These sorts of ads do the best. So I'm not going to show you all of it, but this is exactly the same for this women's workwear brand. You would send the product to women creators to wear the products and basically talk about them in the camera. An angle would be able to play on is like, if we're going to build this women's workwear brand, it's like, look, you can go outdoors, you can go on hikes, but you also look cool as fuck. Like, these are fashion products as well. Like, you look dope in them. And then you can even do that in the city vibe as well. So bring in the outdoors into the city, stuff like this. But basically getting creators, send the products that are best selling, send them to creators to film stuff, literally talking in the iPhone. You can generate scripts from ChatGPT, and you're going to figure out over time what's going to work. And this is the beauty of the long-term brand. Then you really focus on a single pinpoint, like get this in your head. The more you iterate on one thing, the better you're going to get at it, and the more momentum you're going to build. And this is how you scale. So once you figure out what is working, you double down on that. Over time, you'll test more products, build out the catalog even more to increase the AOV, work on things as upsells, get the emails going, email marketing, and then Google ads as well. But this is how you build a long-term dropshipping brand, the sniper shot method of actually focusing on a singular brand and doubling down on it to get the momentum. Peace and love, guys. If you want to work with us, book a call below. Free course as well below. Let's get it.